You've probably tried to make reading a habit, but somehow you just didn't manage to do it. Whenever the book is right in your hand and you read 2 minutes, 3 minutes later, you're bored. After a while of disciplined reading, and then you ask yourself, what have I learned? And you find out that you haven't learned anything. Maybe you did not give up and you decided to go for another reading session. A minute goes by, 2 minutes goes by, you finish the page, you feel bored, and you can't read. Because of something that new readers, experience, and unfortunately, every new reader has to experience what I'm about to tell you. Every new reader has to experience that feeling of uncomfort. Why? Is because you are not used to reading the book or reading in general. So when you have the book for a first time and you actually want to improve, you actually want to read, you actually want to be a very educational person. It feels amazing to be the smartest person in the room, but still, whenever you read, you feel that uncomfort because your brain is not used to that. You see, your brain hates change, hates the things that we are new to. Like for example, if you're new to a gym, going there might be a little bit uncomfortable. Like as soon as you get to the gym, you're like, where am I? What am I doing? Just for new beginners, when it comes to gym, boxing, whatever, you will have that uncomfort inside you because your brain is not used to it. So the only way to overcome it is to actually use your willpower, to force yourself and to push yourself to the thing that you actually find uncomfortable. It's not because the brain hates change and likes to do the things that we are already used to, doesn't mean we shouldn't improve. We have to improve, but not to rely on our emotions. You see, emotions are two things: a suggestion and a feedback. You see, if I feel like sleeping is a suggestion and also a feedback for the body that I'm in. Like let's say my body is also tired. I'm honestly tired and I want to go to sleep. But as soon as I finish this video, just know I'm gonna crash. But this is work. I don't relate my emotions to work. You see, the only ways you can have a very unproductive work is to do what you feel like doing. You see, I'm someone with ADHD. Every single 5 minutes, I'll feel like going up and just going around the house. My brain programmed itself because every single dopamine hit, every single progress that I do has to relate to some sort of action. But I still beat that feeling. I still don't rely on it. And I still sit down. I get my work done all the way till the end of my to-do list. Then I leave my office. But the point is that the brain is still not used to it. Still not used to it. And it will be used to it after 2 weeks, exactly 2 weeks of trying. You will feel more comfortable because now the brain programmed itself that it is safe, it is comfortable, it is okay, and it is satisfying. So the brain likes what is easy, what is satisfying, and what is obvious. So doesn't that mean that I can make reading easy, satisfying, and obvious? And this is exactly what I'm going to do in this video. I'm going to tell you exactly. So basically in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how you can make reading easy, satisfying, and obvious. Before I continue, remember the only person you should save yourself from is yourself. You're the one who could literally improve your life in just weeks. And you are the one who could also say, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it in 2 days. I'll do it after a week. I'll do it when I finish this. 10 more minutes, 5 more minutes, and then you realize that you never did it. Now you have that in mind. Let's get right into it. So, the first step is making the reading easy. You see, making it easy is by reducing the friction in the process of going right into reading. You see, let's say you want to go to the gym. Your gym is probably like 5 minutes away from your house. Before you go to the gym, you have to wear your clothes, you have to bring your bag, you have to put a towel, deodorant, what else? Water, basically all your essentials, gloves and shirts and all of that. This is the friction that I'm talking about. You see, you're gonna put effort. The brain doesn't like it when you put effort, really. But when you reduce the effort, when you reduce that friction, that's when your brain likes it, finds it easy. You know how easy it is for you to grab your phone and just scroll on TikTok or Instagram or whatever? It's because it's easy. There is no friction within it. That's exactly what you should be doing so you can read and you can meditate and you can actually improve your life. Reduce that friction. Make it easier. Before you go to the gym, like before you go to sleep, just bring up your bag and just count just 2 minutes on your watch for just putting the things, the essentials in your bag. And if the 2 minutes are out, bro, go to bed. That's it. Stop. But if you feel like continuing, bro, that's actually a bonus point for you. You're actually ahead of most people. Continue it till your gym bag is full and your clothes is like on top of the bag. So as soon as you wake up tomorrow to go to the gym, all you have to do is basically wear the clothes and leave. So by reducing that friction, you make it easier for you to read. Okay, and now I want to reduce that fraction within reading. Okay, how can I do it? As soon as I have the idea of reading, all I'm gonna do is that I'm going to take a book, I'm going to open the book, I'm going to read the book, and as soon as I finish reading that book, I'm not going to close the book. I'm going to leave it on the page where I stopped. I'm just gonna put it in the desk here, so you can see it. That's it. Next session, next time I decide to read, I don't need to pull up the book from the library again. I don't need to have some, if you like to have some snacks while you're reading, you don't need to always bring that snacks with you or the water. You just put them there. And because the only thing that's going to stop you is just sitting and reading. That's it. Bro, everyone, once it sees an open book here, exactly here, all they gotta do, just pick it up and read. That's it. Your snacks are here. Your water is also here. You got all the essentials that you need. Is also here. You don't just go around the house to pick them up because this is gonna put more friction within it. What I just did is that I reduced the friction at all. Now it's easier. My brain doesn't have to put like so much effort within. After you finish reading, just stay how you are. When it comes to reading, just leave it how it is. Leave the book on the table. But if you read from your phone, you can actually install like an app to make reading or to read, continue reading by just going to your homepage and clicking on you just click the app on your phone and it's basically gonna continue. With that being said, you can also switch it around to to diffuse or to stop a habit. You see, let's say, I'm gonna give you an example that everyone relates to. Let's say you're always on your phone. You're always on your phone and you're always on TikTok, on social media, or even you can get over your ex, the one who left you, or even you left her, whatever. If you're struggling to get over your ex, just know, bro, the only thing, the only lead, the only leash that is attaching you to your ex after you guys have separated is your phone, the one in the middle. So after you cut that phone, you will easily overcome it. Because now you can see her social media, you can see things that remind you of her or songs or whatever. You just boom, just never gonna be in your thoughts. So adding more friction to your phone is actually gonna help you overcome your ex or get over your ex. You see, how can I put more friction within my phone? Firstly, delete the apps that is reminding you of your ex, or you're, for example, scrolling on TikTok and you have that scrolling addiction. Just delete TikTok, delete Instagram, Facebook, the things that distract you. It will be uncomfortable in the beginning because your brain is not used to it. But as soon as time goes by, you will find it very easy. You just gotta fight the urge to get yourself back to that industry. Something I did. so I cannot get, attached to my phone so much, is that I changed the password of my phone. I took my phone and I gave it to my father. I told him, look, Dad, I want you to change the password of my phone. He changed it. Whenever I feel like going through my phone, I can open it. So much friction, but the password is changed now. No way I can get in. I added more friction. So now I'm not addicted anymore to scrolling. Okay, let's say you're addicted to video games. You cannot spend an hour, a minute without you playing, code or Minecraft or whatever in your PlayStation. If you're addicted to that, you can take your controller, give it to your father, and tell him to hide it. If he hides it, when he hides it, just know it's almost impossible for you to play. And if you wanna make it more difficult, more friction, change the Wi-Fi password. So now whenever you feel like logging into your PlayStation, you will have to write the password. And if you tried writing the password through a control, just know it's gonna take a minute. It's gonna take you a while. Most people are lazy, so they probably won't do it. They probably will just let it go. Hopefully, you understood this point. If you did not, you can actually go back and you will understand it even more. And the second step, so you can form a habit or make reading a habit, is to make it satisfying. You see, the only way, the best way you can make any action satisfying is to have a habit tracker. You see, I have a habit tracker here. Let me show you. This is an example of a habit tracker. On top here, for example, you write the things that you want to form. So here, more clear, you see, wake up what? Early, on time. I missed it sometimes, but I actually was consistent for a while. And also to work, where? Here, work and reading, and even cold shower. Those stuff were things that I wanted to form. So when I put them in this diagram, when I put them like that, whenever I take the action, I would put a check mark here. Can you see it? Here, yeah, a check mark here. And if I missed it, I'll put an X. And there was time where I was actually consistent for 5 days. I was consistent. And then there is no such thing as perfection. So I went back on not waking up on time. And also reading and working, cold shower and planning tomorrow and reading Quran, going to the gym and meditating. All of those are just here. Whenever you do them, you just put a check mark under it, all the way till you finish like a whole month. Like this, if you count the lines, they're like 32. The satisfaction you get from just checking that box feels absolutely amazing because you know you're a step ahead, and even closer to the person that you once wanted to be. There is other ways you can, you can satisfy yourself after a habit, so you can get your brain more comfortable to it, is to actually, unfortunately, you would listen to your emotions at that time. Ask yourself, what is the first thing that you want to do after you finish reading? And I hope it's not scrolling on TikTok, because that's probably gonna make you an even more degenerate person. If you're stacking those habits upon each other, you will actually you, you will be rising intelligently, but when it comes to your mentality, when you know that you're actually addicted to scrolling, you don't really have that self-esteem, that self-respect, that confidence within you. So I'm suggesting that ask yourself, what is the most productive thing I can do as soon as I finish reading? Probably it's gonna be meditate. I love meditating. Just know I'm going to make a video on how to meditate. As soon as I finish this one, I'm gonna tell you exactly how. And finally, making a habit more obvious, making that reading more obvious. So I can explain this part. There is something that I need you to understand. The process of forming a habit goes through four stages: the cue, the craving, the response, and finally the reward. The cue is when you see the thing that you want, when you see basically what you are looking for, improvement. When you see that book laying in your library, this is the cue. The craving is seeking improvement out of that book. So you are going to pick it up, which is the response. As soon as you have the response, the reward starts to get etched in your brain, start to get ingrained in your brain, because now you're waiting for that time when you actually learn something, which is the reward. And keep in mind, the cue predicts a reward. The cue thinks that if you read, you are going to learn something new, reward. And once you learn something new, that's when you have a habit. And when you have something new, that's when your brain wants to repeat the action again. So we need to put more cues around our houses. Put, for example, like someone who's, having that book within his arm and he's reading it. Or put more books in your library. Or remind yourself that that power you're gonna have after you read a book. So my suggestion is that you can, as I said, put more books, or tell your parents to remind you, like every time they see you, to remind you if you read or not. But you're making it obvious for you to do that action. So this is a promise. If you implemented all the things that I've told you and taught you, there is nothing that is going to stop you from being an intelligent, being the best person in the room. There is a link in the description. You can click that link called the Calendly. It's going to take you to my calendar. And in that calendar, choose any time that suits you. And we will go in a free one-on-one call where I'm going to tell you exactly how you can implement those steps. I'm going to take you by your hand, going to take your hand to exactly how you can implement those steps. I'm even going to tell you how you can make a habit track. With that being said, remember, no one is going to save you but yourself.